You gonna be okay.
We gonna be all right.
We gonna be alright.
Don't get scared now.
Hold on. What city is on lockdown? I keep
Massachusetts. Zola, we said it about 4 times.
Check the chat. I wasn't in here.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Massachusetts.
You got unruly today?
I am a little concerned though because I've gotten bitten by 15 Bill Gates patented mosquitoes and my legs are swollen and I got my third vaccine and third booster. This might be my last day.
Massachusetts is a state. The city.
The state declared it though. Is the thing. It's not one city.
What about people who say you're only this pace? Hate.
You got a phone? Google, man. Nah, but I hear what you're saying, buddy. It's like they try to how do you defeat the enemy, right? The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without raising your fist, right, or raising your sword. So if you can attack people spiritually, emotionally, mentally, Addisonly, Bruce Lee, all of the leads, then you can break their will. And if you can break their will to even fight, then when those who have taken the vaccine who wouldn't even go and fight are going to have a heart attack anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they're not even going to be able to physically, and everybody else, really kinds of people like ourselves, who would actually raise our swords and start swinging. They say that it's the meek who shall inherit the earth. Jordan Peterson says the meek doesn't mean weak, sneaky, nerdy, blurdy type people. The meek are those who have the capacity to kill but choose not to. And so it's us, and it's who have the capacity to, those who are righteous, the capacity to fight, who have been holding back up until this moment that they could not really account for. Because when we do fight back, we actually start swinging, then it will be a shock to their quote unquote system. And I mean that figuratively and I mean that actually. Because that kind of shock you can't recover from because it's going to be all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but everybody in this room is the earth. Everybody in this room is the sun and the moon.
1 second. 1 second. So, and I'll land here. That's the thing that we know in truth. So there's a meme going around on the internet. And it goes, when you watched Hunger Games, you took the side of the resistance. When you watched The Matrix, you took the side of the resistance. When you watched V for Vendetta, what side did you take? The side of the fucking resistance. Part of my French ladies. So we know.
Yeah, but that's a lie. Those movies don't put you into the resistance. Those movies reframe you and reposition you.
Know all of these things, right? And yet, in real life is imitating art, right? And everybody's stuck on their behind watching the TV as the world falls to shit. It's like, yo, we are the resistance. That's it. We are the resistance. And we can say that on Clubhouse and get a little dopamine hit and kiki, I don't know how that goes, bro. Like, pat each other on the back. Or we can actually start getting people, like I've been saying, bro. Like, I left the UK because I know that's what they're about to do, bro. Like, I know it. I feel it. We've got a Zionist in 10 Downing Street, bro. Like, he's on their time, bro. So they're about to do all of that. Yeah.
You got a Zionist? Oh my god, what are you gonna do about it? A Zionist? What are you gonna do about it?
Alright, so check this out. Hey, welcome to 40 Acres of the Mule. Well, my tagline for this particular room is if you bring that by you, we definitely got that mule. Right? I got me, my sidekick, Inky. Where's Inky? Inky here, you know. Got a couple of other people here. Alright, super cool. Super cool. You here? That's good. So check this out. I've been listening in the background. Also, you know, I'm dealing with some personal issues going on, but I've been in and out. And what I think I've heard is a little, I would like to use this terminology to say a little reverse fear mongering. And what I mean by that is that
you know, people are saying relax. People are saying, oh, this is a stop. People are saying, well, don't worry about it. People are saying this. People are saying that. Right? If I was a smart person who has an evil heart, spirit, and soul, and I wanted to kill people, if I heard you guys about in quite low casualties, maintaining the military occupation of the West Bank. So I think with newer technology, and also.
Wait, Mike, I hate to interrupt you. Are you related to Benjamin? Is like Benjamin your brother, or are you actually Benjamin?
And I don't want to get personal here. I don't live in the Middle East. I'm an observer from the Middle East. So it's not about me. That's ad hominem bullshit.
Hello.
Hey,
So,
Daniel.
Mike is not exactly like the West Bank. The West Bank, like the layout is completely different. This ABC, one inside, yes, with another. What it looks like from looking how the IDF is progressing, they already did like 3 lines from east to west, like Netzarim to Sufim and Philadelphia corridors. So it looks like they're gonna dividing the Gaza Strip into parts. They are destroying the underground, so people cannot move from one part to another except through those corridors. And once they complete this, I guess they would maybe would go into like 5 parts, like Rafah, Gaza City, Khan Yunis, and the rest. And each one would be governed, like this is my assumption, yeah? Each one would be governed by a different, like, Hamula or clan or whatever you call it, like, have, like different factions in Gaza based on kind of neighborhoods. And yes, the IDF will keep presence in like the IDF bases that are already built inside Gaza next to those corridors, and will continue launching operation against Hamas while things are easier. Is what I think. And then with time, maybe they could administer like have the internal administration internally by Palestinians, and only the security will be done by Israel.
Oh yeah, he's a real great guy. What a lovely man. You know, very responsible executive, multilingual, great academic. You know, he knows economics, he knows justice, he knows law. Yeah, a great guy. Let's just give it all to him.
People die soon anyway, so just to see what happens.
I mean, why doesn't the Gaza Strip go to the guy who's going on YouTube, the son of Hamas, the son of the founder of Hamas, that guy? Give it to that crazy Palestinian guy.
Oh, he doesn't have any, political groups behind him in the Middle East.
Well, it doesn't matter because Islamism is done. Islamists are finished there. So give it to a guy who's an actual Palestinian and knows law and knows intelligence and education and justice and can actually rule his people with intelligence.
No, it's not the worst idea in the world. I'm not sure who would be able to install him as a leader, but as far as he's one of this emerging group of basically a new generation of Palestinian intellectuals that is actually moderate and kind of like sees the truth of the situation and is not actually interested in seeing more conflict and violence and other bullshit. So yeah, people like that should be supported, organized with other like-minded people. I mean, there's other kind of ideologues out there, Palestinian ideologues that support peace and support normalization. But where's their equivalents in the Middle East? That's the problem, is they're all in the U.S. It's dangerous for them in the Middle East. So until someone destroys and breaks the back of these terror groups, it's not going to be possible for people like that to emerge in the Middle East unless they somehow magically organize into some kind of movement that's really strong. I just don't see that happening anytime soon. the terrorists are organized. I mean, it's just much easier for them to organize around their bad ideas, get money to fight. Therefore, they're effective, and the people interested in peace are just incredibly badly organized and always bicker with each other and never raise enough money. Just, they're undermined at every turn. Where the terrorists just have to pick up a gun and go shoot people. It's much easier.
This is true.
We call this asymmetry. It's very asymmetrical. It's much harder to build things than destroy them.
What do you think of Call of Duty?
Gelatinous. In there?
Yes.
You had some quote, which was the motto of the Israeli army. Can you put a link to that, please? The motto of the entire army.
Well, Mossad.
That's not the army.
Well, I said Mossad.
No, you said the army. The motto of the army was.
I said Mossad. That's what it is. It's on my piece now. And I just can't wait. Okay, refresh.
I mean, does anyone have an actual calendar on when war ever stops? I mean, if you study the fundamentals like Sun Tzu's Art of War, the maxim is that the state of man is war. You read other materials from the British, everything implies war. So, looking at it from both perspectives, they're constantly calculating or organizing based on war. And unfortunately, that is the human condition. It will never stop, it will never go away. And if you hate the military industrial complex because of the inefficiency in terms of the detriment to society, to me, it's I have a farm on my property and I see all these squirrels and they're so organized. They're constantly working, and even ants for that matter. They work. Have you ever thought if an ant even sleeps? I mean, right now I have an ant infestation in my house. It's like a perfect.
Ants go to war with other ants,
but
by the way.
the
Ants go
problem
to war.
is that analysis is not nuanced. And if you dig into the nuance, you can find the problems with it. Now, humans may.
But if you say it's not nuanced, but people don't even recognize that, then it's nuanced. It's just your opinion that that's not nuanced.
Well, I mean, wars are very geographic, and the likelihood of wars is geographic as well. But the geography changes. For instance, say let's take France and England. France and England fought wars for I think over 1,000 years. But eventually, the political situation changed.
Well, the geography, that's the problem, is Israel is surrounded by hornets' nests. Therefore, the name Israel itself means to fight, to wrestle with God. So what do you think the word Israel, I mean, it's baked into the cookie. It's baked into the Hamatashen.
Okay, but there's factors that lead to whether countries are likely to go to war with each other, and there's also an evolution of human society, and there's also technological progress and things like that influence how likely wars are. So the world used to be basically monarchies. They went to war regularly, but only in the past few hundred years you've seen emergence of democracies. But democracies aren't as likely to go to war with each other, as history has shown. So, if that trend continues, you might expect that war would decline, though in those places.
I'm just saying that the real maxim. But Mike, the real maxim or aphorism through historical analysis is that war is perpetual, war is eternal, war is infinite, war does not stop, and you just keep going with it, or you will be a victim of war.
and it's a question of who is enabled to start.
I know wars have causes, but
It's much
war,
easier for dictatorships to
war-
start them.
Wait. Mike, I don't think you actually have the intelligence or capacity to understand what he's saying. You're repeating back to him exactly what he's saying, but you're turning it around 180 degrees. He's saying, it's not that we want to go to war, it's not that we don't want to go to war. For life to function, we are in a perpetual state of war. That's how it works. It's like evolution, for example. So,
Well, yeah. So
he's not saying that wars don't have their causes. That is exactly what he's saying. Wars have their causes. That is the nature of life itself.
they kicked me. Oh, what a great compliment.
We interrupt people with an opposing view in this room. If it's an echo chamber, just let me
Yeah,
know.
put me in
Just
there.
stop
I'm
the
new.
echo chamber. You see how these people coming up their mics. So Everybody quality. I'm gonna be directly disrespectful.
So
We are not about that like children.
Yes, let's keep a cute. Let's keep
Yeah,
a
put
cute
me in
going.
there, AC. I'm new.
Let's hang on. Let's keep. Who wants to speak?
Can we add John to the list? Big, and then let's go Big, and then John.
Well, I let a lot of.
I'll talk.
Because I said I would go after all of the women, but I'll come back. Oh yeah, Speak was it?
Yeah, mine will be quick.
Okay. Let's go Speak, Big, John, and then Scooter has something she wants to say.
Yay, thank you.
What about you, Aaron? Why you want to go entertaining that lady?
Yeah, I'll go after that.
What's up, Speak?
I just wanted to say this. Thank you, brothers, moderators. Look, we can agree to disagree, but I love the spectrum of perspectives because it shows you how serious it is in terms of that collective point of view that I think I was trying to make. And I think so when we take things out of context, you would think that somebody is more Trump than they are Kamala or etc. No, it's people have a right to have their
part about that is it's not a question. In these countries where our adversaries are at, women barely can vote. Some women can barely drive in Iran and some of these places. The lack of respect our adversaries have for women, the lack that they have, the respect that they have for women, especially in power, because no women are in power in those countries. They don't have it, they don't accept it, they don't respect it. Ask yourself, do we lose the fear factor the day she becomes president? If you can't answer that honestly,
You got it backwards. Kamala will strike fear into these people because she's controlled by the military-industrial complex.
If you can't honestly answer that to yourself, not how you feel, not whether you respect her, whether our adversaries with nukes respect her. If you can't answer that honestly to yourself, you're voting based on your heart and not your head.
So, yeah, it's a great point until you remember that there are women leading Western nations in other parts, in Europe right now, New Zealand, Germany. I don't know if you ever heard about this girl. Her name was Margaret Thatcher, and she invaded a couple of countries when she was in power.
Joan of Arc saved France. Kamala's gonna crash America.
Could you answer the question?
I'm answering the question by reminding you that while this may be history for the United States, it's not history for the world. And nobody is fucking with Germany, even though they had a woman prime minister. She ran most of the EU for a long time. She was a very powerful woman. And so
You're deflecting.
I'm not deflecting. I'm telling you what happened.
Come on, let's not interrupt her, man. Let her finish.
Eli, it would be amazing if somebody answered the question.
But I don't have to answer the question with my opinions because I have history. I have history, recent history, modern history to refer to as it relates to women running powerful nations in the West. Angela Merkel ran just about the whole damn EU for the last decade or two. Margaret Thatcher, she was no punk. She invaded countries.
Yeah, but you act as if men don't work with these women. It's people working together.
Well, no, y'all are acting that way by saying that just because of Kamala's womanness, that somehow, there aren't any advisors, like the whole Secretary of Defense disappeared.
Nobody's talking about that. We're asking, do they fear her?
Bruh, stop interrupting her.
They fear America. They fear our military in their backyard. That's what they fear. I don't know if you guys got the memo, but presidents just don't change American foreign policy like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't happen like that. Oh, let's be gentle with the world. No, America is going to stay the world-dominating entity competing against China and Russia and India and the BRICS. America is still that girl, okay? Like, we don't just change policies. When Obama got in there, he was a warmongering motherfucker too. Like, this is what the American government is and shall be, period.
I don't have a rebuttal, Eli. I just wanted to ask, is anybody going to answer the actual question?
Wait a minute.
Well,
I will.
I'm tired of listening to you brothers. Trish, did you speak? Trish, did you get a chance to speak?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I know.
Trish wanted to speak.
I think he tried to come off mic one time, bro. And Trish, but the men have been speaking a lot. And
from the women.
Yeah. He's a woman.
Scooter could go.
Hell no.
Y'all just don't like me because I'm white. Like,
Well, we don't like white people speaking on black issues. I'm sorry.
I'm not
I'm not
speaking
even
on black
talking.
issues. and allow me to speak for a few minutes? Is that okay?
Scooter, the sarcasm is not necessary. You can hear more.
Yeah, tell her to go put some raisins in the coleslaw.
Ew, I don't do that. That's
Scooter,
like a
your
misconception.
Scooter, your point, please.
My point is the room title is Are Black Men Stupid? Why do they support Trump? Black men are not stupid for supporting Trump. Look at your economy right now. Look at what Trump did for the black community. HBCUs, he gave over $1 million to help support HBCUs. I don't know the dollar content, but Kamala is current. Are you gonna let me speak?
No, because you're wrong. You're really dead wrong. Yeah, because Joe Biden gave more, and Kamala.
I said over $100.
Yeah.
Kikos.
Because she's dead wrong.
Coordinates.
Oh, because you have different back to raise them.
No, oh yes. Very disrespectful.
Hey, let's
No, it has nothing.
You're right.
It has nothing to do with her being white.
You're racist.
It's just the fact that she is wrong. She's wrong already.
I'm
She
wrong.
just said.
You're wrong in my opinion, sir. Wrong is I will. And I just want to correct her. I just want to correct her. I don't need to be corrected because opinions are opinions.
Okay, yeah, but this is not my opinion.
Talking about black men and black people.
Yeah, because this is not my opinion. The fact is that
Black men should vote for Trump.
Okay. Here's the fact. Okay, great. Okay, that's your opinion, right? Cool. That's your opinion. But you just stated. Okay, wait.
White people are stupid and have no values. That's your opinion.
I'm gonna say one thing and then you can continue.
I don't need to say one thing.
Okay,
My right to speak. I don't need
okay.
to speak
I
right
understand,
now.
but you're already wrong.
I don't need you to speak right now.
But you're already wrong.
I don't need you to speak right
Yeah, so
now.
I'm just gonna. No, it's okay.
Your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion.
Keep interrupting her. We don't want to hear it.
My opinion is
You
wrong.
don't have to call him no beef. You don't have to do that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Listen. The fact is that Joe Biden gave $16 billion, right? The way he funded was way better than what Trump did. So she doesn't even need to make that statement because that is not a point of voting if the next president gave something even better. That's why this doesn't make any sense.
She got moved down. She just put something disrespectful in the chat. This is
Because they're disrespectful. That's what Missouri is.
Right.
That's the stay in their business and stay out of ours.
The facts are Black America's voting Trump. Black men are voting Trump. Black women are voting Kamala. That's a fact.
No, we don't want to echo chamber, but at the same time, if you're gonna come off mic and speak, you need to speak with factual information and not just pander people. One thing that we can agree with is about
You think it's factual to you guys? You gotta let the other side. Nobody should be able to get on here and say, "I feel." That's what we're gonna do this week. Nobody.
I agree with you.
So what's the right way to do it? That's the rule. Nobody don't get off mic and say, "I feel X, Y, Z." On each side.
Well, I feel like those if you care about HBCUs and its funding, I think you should vote for the only HBCU graduate running for president right now. Problem solved.
Why do you stop voting for people based on the school they went to?
People want to bring up. Didn't the white girl just talk about HBCUs and Trump funding and how
didn't
they
even
say
know the
John?
number.
Because she doesn't know what
And
she's
she
talking
say
about.
John. Didn't she just talk about how
She only got the job with the California Insurance Corporation because she blew Willie Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, again, she is correct about what he did as far as the funding, right? But I'm trying to say that it's not a point you even use because the next president put even more funding, like by far. So why would that be my point of voting? Like, do something else, say something else, anything else, just not that, because you're already wrong. Well, I got a point. I No, I was just saying that as somebody that's been in the military, during Trump's presidency, the end of Obama through the first year of Biden, that was a conversation that a lot of service members was having. At least the older ones were having. If a woman gets in, we're not re-enlisting. That is a real conversation. So when somebody says that she's gonna get tried, she's definitely gonna get tried because one, if she does get in, I will say those retention rates are gonna drop. This is gonna drop. And with that happening, she's definitely gonna get tried at least once or twice. I'm not saying how she's gonna respond. I don't know how she's gonna respond. I hope she responds in a way that'll wipe some shit off the map. But
I was gonna say, and she'll blow the motherfuckers off the map anyway.
right. I hope she would respond in a way that'll wipe some shit off the map. But I absolutely agree with she is going to get tested. Absolutely.
Well, first, wiping anybody off the map is literally a war crime, so you can't do that.
Before Kamala starts killing terrorists, she's gonna start creating more transgender soldiers.
Okay, all right, got you. I got you, but that way of thinking is complete patriarchy, and it's wrong. It's just like wrong on every level. If you think that, Wait, did somebody tell me to shut up? The fuck? No, go ahead.
Hey, what's up? I'm about to give it right back to you, Royal. This is the Kamala Harris for President house, y'all. Shout out to Big Brother AC, Big Brother Eli for holding it down. I love seeing strong black men moderate this
Oh
world.
God, puke in my mouth. Vote Trump. I'm going to the gym, fatties.
Hey, man.
Oh my God. That was funny. He calls out four major things, or three. This is Charles Baudelaire's The Flowers of Evil. Do you know what the percentage of Jewish Germans were at the time that he made that speech? Like 0.001%. Like, no, they barely existed.
I'm not like Kingston, so they try to paint me as like a far right guy.
The kangaroo mother.
I'm not like Kingston, so they try to paint me as like a far right guy, which is absurd because I like making elected